Hello and welcome to the Paddling Pool 211. We are back with all modes, and I'm here, Pat, with the boy, Chili Boy. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Pat. Always a pleasure to be here and commentating with you. Welcome, everybody. And we've got 36 teams, so we are going to be doing groups and then on to single elimination. Pretty stacked looking tournament as well, because we've got a lot of familiar names like Yes Sir, Centopia and Everest, who all had good looty performances. But we were just saying, Pat, for this kind of opener with Flying Dutchman, that's his unique name. We don't know as much about these teams, do we? So we've just been going off the Twitch bets to get a sense of who might be quite powerful. And yeah, we also recognise Lucifer as a really good player. So yeah, really looking forward to it and seeing how it goes. What are your thoughts on tower control on Flounder?
Flounder is a map that you love or you hate. Higher level players seem to love this map more than they hate it. And I feel like tower control is the most snowbally of all the Flounder heights that we have, and Flounder height is already incredibly snowbally. So we could see a standstill for 4 minutes, or we could see like an instant KO with one team getting control and getting ahead, and a Dynamo on the side of Flying Dutchman. Meanwhile, a Flingza on the side of Unique Name. Battle of the Rollers.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that analysis in terms of how Flounder operates, but I think it is such a fun kind of engaging map to watch.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many like movement options, and there's kind of so many ways you can kind of sneakily get back in and create some really vicious openings, but it is about trying to not get put on that back foot because it is so hard to recover. Looks like Dutchmen are going to get the first pick, taking out the sloshing machine, but it's looking a fairly even ground. Really nice catch there as the tender tech and shooter for Dutchman was trying to flank around. That was really, really good map awareness on a Unique Name's part with the splash there.
For sure, stopping the flanks before they happen is what you want to do on this map, but right now Dutchman, they are on the pushing. And that Dynamo is gonna get a double. That's
wow.
The trade you want to have, and Dutchman right now, they should get this checkpoint. They have all the space they need for themselves, several players on the tower just to capture the checkpoint faster.
Yeah, I mean, that was really aggressive play from the Dynamo, but it is the tactical, the Dynamo. I could see that the whole team were kind of boosted up with it, so I think they were very, very willing to sacrifice themselves to get two down there. I like how Unique Name tried to balance their specials with the strikes and the triple ink strike, and it has seemed to stop the push. The 3 were down from Dutchman at one point there, but 43 is not too bad for an opening statement, but it isn't going to be the complete snowball we were fearing. So Unique Name are going to have a good chance to regroup now, see what they can do, and get some nice clutch picks like that on the Splatshot Pro is going to be a good way to start doing a counter-offensive.
Getting that first checkpoint is huge for Dutchman. They can go forward as soon as they get control of top mid for another push, but right now it's Unique Name pushing in with the machine taking control of that top alley. And the Dynamo is going to try to stop it and gonna get the pick on the machine pretty much uncontested, and Dutchman getting back control, Chile.
Yeah, I mean, the Dynamo, I think, really seems to be almost kind of the enabler for Dutchmen, don't they, so far? Like, they're charging that tacticaler, they're then creating these, like, really great openings in terms of getting some map control back and going for these really aggressive plays. And, of course, if you're in that situation and you trade and you're Dutchman, but you've got the tacticaler to get you back in the game quickly, you don't really feel that as a trade. It really feels weighted in your favour. And, yeah, it's been a really impressive showing so far, Pat. I'm quite impressed with what Dutchmen are doing. But Unique Name managing to slowly crawl ahead, so they're starting to feel Dutchman's strategy out, I think, aren't they?
And they got rid of that Dynamo. That tri-strike is going to delay everything, but Unique Name in a good position to maybe get that first checkpoint, but right now it's 2v1, it's just a Flingza trying to get that checkpoint, but he's going to be denied by the Booyah Bomb. That's going to be a wipeout in favor of Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman so far have been ironclad defense, and that one attack at the start give them so much to play with, and right now they can push in as slowly as they want.
I'm glad it was you talking there, Pat, because I would have totally commentators cursed that situation, because I was just about to comment on how well Unique Name was surviving, and as soon as we swapped to the Dynamo, 3 down. So this was a very risky situation for Unique Name in that, you know, Dynamo was still alive. They could start flooding Unique Name's side of the map with ink, but it looks like Unique Name have got back in there quickly, and they've held top really, really well. So we've got a minute and a half on the clock. This is not over by any stretch of the imagination, and I wouldn't say 43 is a safe lead, but like you say, Dutchman's defenses has been so good, and as soon as I say that, 3 go down, so I might be eating my words.
And that's the problem with the Dynamo. Dynamo is all about danger, but it's danger for the enemy and danger for yourself at the same time, and these missiles are gonna enable Unique Name to finally get to that second checkpoint and get back in the game, maybe get that lead, but right now they are struggling just to get on the tower. Dutchman keeping them off of it.
Definitely, and it's such a difficult checkpoint, this one. It's not the safest space to hold. You're kind of, you can be flanked from numerous angles. There's a line of sight on you from a lot of safe places if you're the defending team. So this is a checkpoint that is really hard to get past, and why you kind of highlighted that it was so impressive Dutchman got past there so early. It does look like it has put Unique Name in a position where the tower is resetting. They are trying to get back on it to halt that, but look at Dutchman. They're playing it like safe but careful, being very methodical here, forcing Unique Name to use their specials at a point where you really wouldn't want to if you're Unique Name, and it looks like that iron type defense that we've been referencing by Dutchman is going to pay off with 5 seconds to go.
5 seconds, a Booyah Bomb and a Tri-Strike is going to give that game for the Flying Dutchman.
So that intel from that Twitch better on Dutchman looking to be quite accurate at the moment. I mean, I think Unique Name, we saw at the start, for example, their splash had incredible map awareness, picking off that flank attempt really early on. I think there's some good fundamentals and good potential for Unique Name there, but really solid strategy in terms of that Dynamo-fueled aggression on Dutchman's part in Game 1. And yeah, working out really well in their favour. So they are best of threes. You don't get much time at this stage in the tournament to adapt, but yeah, I think we've seen some good signs of life in Unique Name, and that this won't be necessarily an easy sweep.
Unique Name are definitely holding their ground, but it's how you play the map mode that matters. The Flying Dutchman, they were making sure that they would snowball the enemy at least once, and they were making sure that they would not get snowballed themselves. And that's how you win a game of Flounder tower control.
Absolutely. I'm glad it wasn't kind of as snowbally as it could have been. It was a really engaging match. I don't think it ever felt super safe for Dutchman at any point, but the consistency in Dutchman's kind of play was absolutely there, and in a way that did allow them to pull ahead. We're going to Splatzone's Hagglefish. Welcome to everybody that's joining us. You're here for the first set, so welcome. You've made it in good time. And yeah, we Splatzone's Hagglefish, Pat. I mean, want to get your thoughts on this, but I am super biased towards this map because I love the chaos of the different flanks. It feels like you can't really just sit safe at any point. And I'm hoping this will be really back and forth in the way that these two teams have shown they can play quite aggressive.
Yes, indeed, Splatzone Hagglefish, a classic of all classic. And by the way, sorry for people on stream, we are showing you Splatzone Museum, but the map list says Splatzone Hagglefish, and our players are going by that. This will be fixed soon, sorry about that. And yes, it's a map where you want to get ahead of the zone. If you can put your team ahead of the zone and really lock things up, you can score 50 points incredibly fast, and then force the enemy to do the same to you unless if they want any chance to come back in the game.
Absolutely. We're seeing an Elite come out from either side. That is to be expected within reason. Elite is a very strong pick on many map modes, especially with the map design in Splatoon 3, but being able to kind of pitch a tent on top of the tent as Elite, you can threaten people so deliciously. We could see from the map there, people going for flanks on either side already, and there's 2 down per team, so this has been the aggressive, scrappy opening I was kind of hoping for. We're getting the bubbler coming out, quite nicely placed, just allows that Junior to quite safely get a nice cap for Dutchman to start things off, but very scrappy start, it looks like, Pat.
Yeah, this map, the 2v2, that doubler enables Dutchman to really get a few points right ahead, and you like it's this kind of optimization of the mode that you want to see. But right now, Unique Name, they are getting in, they are getting the picks, and they are forcing Dutchman to really be on the defensive, but we haven't really seen them that much in that first game. And right now, Unique Name far ahead, but Nautilus creating all the threats and forcing Dutchman really to just farm specials and wait for the tri-strike to enable them to push up.
No, I mean, Nautilus, between the buffs it's had recently and the point sensor spam and everything else, is just such a scary weapon in competent hands. And what I love about Unique Name, I agree with you, they are looking so much stronger this game, but they've had one of them on each side of kind of the flank since the match started, so it's been suffocating for Dutchman. There has not been anywhere that's felt safe, and that is incredible. That is 3 down and then a delayed wipe, and it looks like Unique Name are going to close this out incredibly quickly, Pat.
Yeah. Well, it looks like it was the map mode that was giving the advantage to Dutchman, but right now the map mode gave it to Unique Name. We have 2 teams that have shown their strength so far, with the Flying Dutchman really with their high aggressivity profiting from team fights. Meanwhile, Unique Name with the position, with the solidity, and once they are here and once they have that defense, they keep it, and they kept things exactly how they wanted. Great job by Unique Name, especially coming back from that first game, really showing that, yeah, they're here to discuss business.
And I think really important to highlight on Unique Name as well, like really, really good decision making by kind of all the players involved. I saw Lucifer's the splash extremely deep into enemy territory at one point. The sloshing machine was prioritizing the flank that the splash wasn't taking. The Nautilus, like you say, enabled lots of plays. And what I quite liked at the end is the E-liter was so deep in the Dutchman's side, was like was fighting people in their ramp with no fear at all. So yeah, very, very, very good play from everybody on Unique Name that game. But we saw how good Dutchman were game 1, and we're going to Rainmaker on Scorch Gorge for game 3, which I know people have quite mixed opinions about, but based on how capable both these teams have looked at different points in this set so far, I wouldn't really want to predict this either way. I'm quite excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, finishing this set on Rainmaker has to bring a sweat to all 8 of these players, because there's always a comeback possible. It is so hard to get in. Once you're in, you can make a lot of points, but the enemy can do so. I've seen so many games go for a last-minute comeback on this map mode, and you have to be worried, because you know that the enemy team can get you on. You know that the enemy team can get a wipe on you. We've seen both these teams pop off in these last 2 games. I have no idea what's gonna happen on this last one.
Yeah, me too, and I love it that way. I love when it's unpredictable. I love that, we're seeing a bit more diversity in the meta with the recent patches. I feel like it answered a lot of the community's fears. And yeah, a brush. I mean, brush is chaos incarnate. Anytime I've underestimated the ink brush in Splatoon 3, I've been absolutely humbled, because people that use it are normally so good with the thing, and it's such a chaotic weapon in terms of constantly being a distraction. So we'll see how both these teams open here. Lots of point sensors coming out. Beautiful suction bomb coming in by Mr. Lee there, bobbing and weaving, and potentially that could have been the start of an opening, but it looked like a play went down on Dutchman's part as well. So nice, scrappy, kind of both teams just setting up so far. Good to play it patient here, because the wipe is absolutely devastating on this map mode combination, and it looks like Unique Name have a slight numbers advantage, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to push. It is now that 3 have gone down.
It is, and that could be a quick left checkpoint, or is it? Yes, they get it, right? Yeah.
Wow, yeah, they just got that. That's really impressive. Yeah.
Unique Name getting that checkpoint is going to allow them to push so much faster the next time around. They lost the control of the Rainmaker from it, but getting that checkpoint. Now, if they get numbers advantage again, they could score much more. And Dutchman has to be prudent now, but Unique Name 2 players down, they need to move back and be on the defensive, because playing Dutchman on their way to attack, and that tri-strike is going to allow them to pump the shield and get something going once that crab tank is done.
Yeah, I mean, really well-timed crab tank. I think they needed that as a deterrent with the way the map was starting to skew into Dutchman's favour. I mean, we are only a minute and a half in. Rainmaker is such a chaotic mode that changes so quickly. So, Unique Name have made a powerful opening statement. And they're going to get another opportunity again here with that Nautilus. Beautiful play. Not wasting any time picking the Rainmaker up. And then the brush coming out of nowhere and saying, nope, you're going to have to wait. So, clutch trade with the brush there, but that is getting scary. And so far, all the opportunities look like they're on Unique Name's part. Dutchman constantly being forced to play defensively and to defend quite deep into their own territory, which must be getting quite unnerving for them.
That brush was saving Dutchman's defensive opportunities, but Unique Name still on the attack. We need to be there again, but Elite are in such an aggressive position. Ready to get a pick maybe of that Booyah, not getting it. But look at that, that's an aggro Elite that we've seen these last two games. I love it.
Yeah, definitely not an outlier that they were just chilling on a Dutchman's ramping Hagglefish. Player dropping down here to stop the Rainmaker, which does seem to work, but really Dutchman are only able to halt the Rainmaker here through trades. They're not really getting any numbers advantage to get out of this situation. So Unique Name, look, they've got the Rainmaker again. They've got a clutch kill there on the Junior. Kuvia's had some amazing splats here, and Unique Name's positioning has been really good up to this point. But with 3 players down and a wipeout now, Dutchman have an opportunity here to get some control of mid and start making a play for themselves, but they're going to have to get on it quick with how Unique Name have been playing.
Dutchman finally able to breathe and on their way to the checkpoint, but right now Unique Name already on the defense, already ready to stop things and keeping Dutchman pinned to that area, not able to really approach that checkpoint, and here they get it. That's going to be a pick for the Elite, and if, like right now, Unique Name, they need to get that pop, they need to get in, but it looks like Unique Name is on the defensive, and that could be it for Dutchman. They are able to suppress really that Elite and get in.
How did that Elite survive that? I don't know how they get out of like hell. That's incredible, but this is now very scary. They have got to 35. They are 3 off the lead, but I think they've been effectively wiped. I think there's only 1 player left up. I think they've just been picked off. And so, there's one more. No, good defensive play. Really nice play by the Nautilus there. So Dutchman have been stopped for now. Unique Name have just about survived that onslaught, but that has suddenly opened this game up something massive. And if Dutchman do anything close to what they just did there again in the next 40 seconds, they will be able to turn this around. So suddenly a much more even game. Unique Name probably starting to panic a little bit, although those 2 picks are going to be really helpful. And it's now they've just got to survive. They've just got to stall and hang in there for 25 seconds, Pat.
If the Rainmakers could just stay alive, stay defensive, and deny everything for Dutchman, and Dutchman looking to get a hold on that Rainmaker, but the map is so blue right now, you can't really approach. But Booyah Bomb is gonna take it though!
Very clutch Booyah Bomb, but the Rainmaker's in a quite challenging position because it's in a dip. Really nice ink brush play there. We've got 2 down on Unique Name's part. Dutchman had control, but the Rainmaker moved up a bit early into Nautilus territory and has been penalized for that. And that means Unique Name are going to take it. But that was getting very scary. I would have loved to have seen that match go on for a minute or so more. I think maybe just getting a little bit antsy on Dutchman's part to advance and getting punished for it. But wow, what an engaging game from both sides there, Pat, eh?
And what a game! I mean, we got 2 first games that were completely one-sided. I'm not sorry. These games, the first 2 games were one-sided. But from different teams, we knew that they were even ground, and they showed us how even they were. 3 points away. Congratulations to Unique Name taking on the Flying Dutchman. Woo!
I love it. You can't. There's not really ever a dull moment in Splatoon right now. Like, you might think the opening games are going to be a bit more light. Nope. We've got anarchy from the get-go, and I absolutely love being a part of it. So welcome to everybody who's joining us. Really engaging first set between two, really impressive teams. And because it's group stages, Dutchman will have a chance to recover if they can perform well in their remaining games. Unique name off to a strong start, but we'll need to continue that way to advance out the bracket. So really well done to both teams. Thank you for providing us such a fun kind of opening round. And I believe we're going over to Group I for our second set, Pat, with Once Upon a Time in Bali versus... Is it? Yeah, the Root, I believe. So I don't know much about either of these teams. Do you?
I am not sure, but we will tell you more right after the small break.
Cool. See you soon, folks.
Splatoon Stronghold, a stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a Getting Started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you are a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and join tournaments as well as participate in our Captain Forum and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today!